was really looking into what can be achieved at local level. So we are looking into empowering local authorities to become active actors in the field of migration and development, because what was discussed during our session is how relevant that level of governance is, because most and foremost migration flows happen between territories, and it's really the local authorities that have on a daily basis to provide the relevant services to the migrant population arriving, or when it comes to the countries where people depart from. Again, it is at the local level that one has to find the right policy options to deal with brain drain phenomenon, or to deal with the situation of family members left behind. And what we can see is that migration at the moment is most and foremost a conversation happening between governments. And we are really lacking proper policy options at local level to deal with migration, and particularly to connect migration with development. We actually also explored, to which extent the issue of local governance was having an impact, because indeed it is very complicated for migrants to invest back home if they don't trust the authorities, if they don't feel that there is a proper judicial system in place to guarantee their investments. So that's how we really came back with a strong suggestion that looking into linking migration with local governance issue had something to be addressed.
The main points I think that came through from the session is that publics have a deep skepticism both towards the European Union, but also their trust in governments to manage immigration issues is very low. So there's enormous skepticism that is in part fueling populist and far-right parties. And I think that means that the EU has to communicate better to its publics about what it is capable of addressing in terms of policy issues and what it's not capable of addressing. It also needs to push member states to really come together and find common ground to address some of the more serious issues within the EU. We talked a little bit about the European Parliament, and while populist and far-right groups have had a big effect in terms of the voice they've been given within the European Parliament, and mainstream parties being concerned about them, they won't actually have an enormous effect on policy outcomes within the EU. Their main effect is actually on chilling government willingness to agree and consider far-reaching policy within the EU, and I think that's the main impact they're going to have post-election.
Oggi ho partecipato a questa esperienza, a questo convegno, parlando sia dell'associazione ma soprattutto di un progetto che noi stiamo ultimando ormai a novembre 2014, che si chiama Impresa Etica. È un progetto destinato a 19 ragazzi che arrivano un po' da tutto il mondo e ha previsto sia una parte formativa che una parte lavorativa di work experience all'interno delle cooperative che sono nate sui beni confiscati alla mafia. Quindi hanno avuto la possibilità, queste 19 persone hanno avuto la possibilità diretta di capire che cos'è l'antimafia per Libera, che è appunto un movimento anche proprio economico.